Hi, good morning and welcome to my Flosstube. My name's Natalie and this is Stitch Nat. You can find me on Instagram as well as obviously here on YouTube. Don't go a lot on Facebook, not really on there. Definitely don't post anything about my stitching or anything much at all. I tend to just have a look and see what's happening. So today I have a WIP parade, and this is all the cross stitch projects that I've got, and I'll try and look at the lens and not at myself. So hey ho. The background is our office slash, I want to call it a spare room because that's where all the junk seems to get dumped when visitors are here, and visitors have just been here, so yeah, I can't get out of the room. It's going to be fun if I need the toilet, but anyway, you don't need to know that. Yeah, so I have 50 WIPs. One of them, at least one, no, some new starts in there. I have finished a couple of things which you haven't seen on my channel yet, but I will do I'm hoping to do a December video. If not, it'll be in my January video, but we'll see, to see what time allows. And also I want to do a finished parade, which I finished at the minute 16 things, so I'm thinking I might do that post the 31st because I've still got a little bit of time before I go back to work, and give me a chance to finish some other things. But I wanted to get this WIP parade done as it's my 3rd Flosstube anniversary. Yes, 3 years. Wow. I'm not going to do a giveaway today, only because I know what it's like when WIP parade season starts, and I'll probably just get lost in the mix. So I will do one on my February video. So February's my birthday, so I thought just move it slightly out of the way, and give everyone a chance to watch all those lovely WIP parades. In terms of Flosstube, I haven't really been, I've kept up with 2, then tried to catch up with 1, so I'm a little bit out of the sync with Flossmas this year because, I don't know, to start with another one, I'm keeping up with 3 out, so about 4 out of most people I watch have done one, so I couldn't keep up with all of that, especially not with life and Christmas and all the rest of it. But we're not doing life today, we're just going to get on with the nice WIP parade. If I can, I'm going to put a info panel up. I'll try and show you what it should look like, pictures as I go along. So if I've got a printed one, I'll show it there. If not, I'll put it up on screen. I've unzipped about the first 10, so they're all like in front of me. It's absolute chaos in here, so hopefully the camera won't go flying. Lighting hopefully will be sufficient on this dull December day. But if it was sunny, I'd be closing the curtains because the sun literally comes round that way. Blinding, but nice and warm. Right, I have coffee, which is probably a bit lukewarm by now. I have water. I have my list, so hopefully I'll check them off as I go. I think I've got all my projects, so we're alright. So like I say, I have finished 16 things this year, most of which I've FFO'd, so I'm quite happy with that. Still a chance to do some more FFO in there. What's the plan? Got that Jingle Ball videos to, well, hands-on design one I've got to go and watch and do at the same time. And I've just suddenly thought, I didn't bring my needle point up, but I can show that on the next video. That is fine because that's a finish anyway, so why do I need a needle point one? And I'm waffling and I apologise. I swear I was going to say something else, but it'll come to me eventually. So yeah, let's get started. I haven't numbered these, but I know there is 50, and they're all in order of when I started them. So as you may recall, Victorian Charm by Dimensions. This is on 18 count navy Ada. Stitched all the kit supplies. This was started 25th of December 2020. Shocking, isn't it? Terrible. Oh, and obviously clearly need to find a place to put things down. And haven't unravelled this either. So you can see it's loose on the scroll frame. Not that end though. This is just an LB scroll frame and it'll go into my Lowry. If you've got any questions, just pop them below or email me. Email will be in the box below, along with the title of the project and who it's by. I can't remember whose needle minder that is, but that's a Caterpillar cross stitch one. So yeah, no back stitch yet, but a good portion of the house done. Yeah, so I've done the taller one of the two. I've not done the railings at the top yet. Hopefully you can hear me. That's where we're at with that one. I've remembered what the other thing was. My son next door is playing video games online with his mates. Thanks. So if you hear him, apologies. So my second project is Hello Sunshine, which was originally a SAL by Caterpillar cross stitch. Here's the finished photo. I started this back on the 28th of May 2021, and I have 3 out of 5 parts done. I think that's how many there were. Basically that bit of the tree left to do. It's on 18 count Foba, 2/1. Don't recommend unless you like your thread slipping. Much better for stand-up for Santa for hands-on design, which was stitched with pearl cotton, 1/2. So I now know what to use it for. And I tend to stitch this in the Dutch method, i.e. 1 stitch at a time, because of that thread slippage. Just stops it from moving. But lovely colours, nice summer pattern. That's what it tends to call for me, so it keeps blurring. I remembered the board today as well. Only because it was there by the chair when I wanted to move it. I guess another thing is it will be quite choppy because I forget to look at this camera before I stop and then put things away, and then, yeah, anyway. So, next one is Twisted Band Sampler, which is the one with the speciality threads by Northern Needlework Expressions. This was started on the 3rd of September 2021. It's on a 36 count Edinburgh vintage white linen. And that's what it'll look like. Let's use the hanging threads. Oh yeah, nothing's ironed, hanging threads. I'm all good. So that's what it'll look like when it's done. So I'm just on this orange band. Haven't quite found the top right corner yet. There's only one project that hasn't been stitched on this year. Oh sorry, that was all the called for DMC. I didn't smash out for the dinky dyes, mainly because I couldn't afford it at the time. Yeah, enough said about haul. I've not forgotten what I was saying. I was saying this is me with sleep. Can you imagine what I'm like without sleep? Yeah, and I'll say more. So next is Netflix and Stitch SAL. Who was the designer? Stitch-tastic? No, not Stitch-tastic. Fanstitchic. Fantastic. There. He'll be on screen. This is on a 16 count white Ada, and these blocks are all the ones that came with, didn't bring any clips up there, came with the pattern, but I'm at the stage where I've got, this isn't finished, I've got one of the ones that they've given us to stitch, and then I've got my 3 own to put in. And I've put that in for my temperature stitching. Sorry, I hope the blur is not too disconcerting. I think it's when I'm putting things in front of the camera, so I'll try and be mindful of that. Where it's the design that's chosen the threads, they're DMC, so I've used Call for DMC, and I'll do that the same for the other bits that are going in. And then obviously my bits will be whatever stand, but it will be DMC because I don't want to flip from variegated over to variegated. Right, next project. Oh, sorry, that one, Netflix and Stitch, started on the 8th of October 2021, and this one is started on the 14th of November 2021. Which is Christmas Gingerbread Village. I saw this on Somi Sarah's channel, liked it and got it. You'd have to Google to find this designer, which is Little Fox Stitching. They've moved around a little bit. I think they might be, no, I can't remember which country, so I'm not going to, but over there. So yeah. I have a couple of their patterns, but this is the only one I'm working on. They're not on Etsy anymore. They were briefly with somebody else, but I don't know if that's still there. This is on it's not going to fit on the board. It's on a 28 count even weave in pearl grey. Call for DMC. I think I want to say I'm about 50%. I thought it was more, but you'll know because I've put it on the screen. So I found all the edges. I just need to do all the filling. If I thought about it when I started it, I probably wouldn't have stitched on a 28 count because it's massive. But it's nice to, it's one of those ones I can stitch in hand. And I think I'll probably turn it into a cushion maybe. And I did. I turned it into a cushion. If you know, you know. Oh, sorry. I just realised. Yeah. Hi, my name's Natalie. God, hyperactive today. I'm only on my second cup of coffee. So that was the last one for 2021. So next one is Plum Designs. Plum Street Samplers even. Always remember. I'm going to adapt mine and say lest we forget, which is what we say here in the UK instead. I'm also going to swap out the eagles and the flag. You'll see that I've started the flag. So I was trying to go for a more muted tone. This is what I have so far. This is in the Call for DMC on a 32 count Belfast linen in light blue. Yeah, it's just the way the light's catching, it's just light blue. This was started 12th of May 2022 It's got some nice filling, which I've done quite a bit of, but now I need to go and find all the flowers and decide what I'm putting where. That's one pile done. How many is that? 10? I keep that in my handmade poppy bag. Right. Next one is Christmas Wreath by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This was a sale. I bought it after the sale. I tried to mark out where the sale was. And this is on a 32 count burgundy by Zweigart. I've had said that before, all the other ones have been Zweigart or kit. So nice lot of filling, but because of the colour, I need a certain amount of light to do it. But yeah, you can see this is going to be quite big. And another cushion. So that's 2 cushions. That the grey one will work a bit better with our living room. Maybe I'll just keep the red one upstairs for me. And that was started the 1st of July 2022 for Jolly July. This one was also started in July. This was the 3rd of July. And this is My Christmas List by Silver Creek Samplers. And I'm over halfway. This is on a 36 count Country Vintage Mocha linen, which would make it Edinburgh. 1/2. Yeah, so oops, that's where I'm at. So I've still got the gingerbread mint to put in and all the stuff below that. So I'm getting on for a 3rd done. I had great plans of like doing my little penguin sale. Spoiler alert, that's finished. And getting all my 12 Christmassy projects out. I've got some out. I've got a random project out. Yeah. I don't think there's that much stitching to show for December. A few FFOs. Yeah, there's a few FFOs. And then, yeah, I need to start some plans video. I'm looking at my plans going, oh, I think I've overcommitted myself. Whoops. What will get done, will get done. That's it. What doesn't get done will have to wait. So this is Friends by Stitch Area. It was on Etsy, I don't think it's available now. But it's Friends Quilts. This is on a 16 count white Ada Zweigart, call for DMC, and I'm over halfway. So there's about that to go. And this is a nice easy stitch. I can just grab and go with this one. So always keep everything in there. I have got it on Pattern Keeper, but it doesn't do all the back stitch. Haven't tried. I can't put it into Saga because I haven't got a Saga file, and I haven't tried the other one. Yes, I do have all 3 apps. Which one do I use the most? Pattern Keeper and Notes, because it's on my app. So Pattern Keeper is on my Samsung tablet and Notes is on my iPad. Paper patterns, which I sometimes do still use as well. Speaking of Pattern Keeper, our Friends Quotes started on the 17th of September 2022. This one is called Opening Gambit. It started on the 19th of September. 19th November 2022. Bernie from Hooking and Stitching, I think it's a channel name, she's not filming at the minute, was doing this one. I think she finished it. I'm sure I've seen she finished it. There's a board behind that. This is on a 36 count Edinburgh linen again, stitched with Cottage Garden Threads ampersand. So all the way across the top, fine. There's 3 extra stitches, so that means that lot has to come out. Yeah, I didn't notice when I imported it into Pattern Keeper, and then everyone kept saying, oh, you need to check it, you need to check it. Yeah, I did check it. It's in the naughty corner still. I really should take the frame off it. Let's do that. So my plan is to just keep working across. It's also not all the way gridded because I made a mistake with that. Probably ought to show you with it off the grid as well. Oh, this is a long dog. I didn't mention that, did I? A very creased long dog. So this is what this one looks like. I really do want to start another long dog. I think I mentioned this on my channel on the last video. I wanted to whip down, and then when you see how many starts I've got, you're like, you're not going to whip down. I would like to start another long dog, probably on my 50th, which in effect is 4 days and 2 months away. Got some whipping down to do. Next one is so Love Quilts SAL that was started 1st of October 2022, woefully neglected, but we'll send them once complete. So I've done three out of 6 parts, I think. Is that right? I can't remember. There's not a finished picture for this. I am back stitching as each section, and it was the back stitching on the chart is on there in a way that you can back stitch one part without having to try and tuck cross stitch next to it or under it. Right, that was the last one for 2022. I'll quickly show you 2023 because there is only one project. Whereas 2021 has 5, 22 has 6, January has 1 left. Don't ask about 2024. But I did better in 2025. When I do my stats in my January, I'll put it in my January video or the plans / finished video. I haven't decided whether I'm doing them together or separately. Might need to do them separately. Yeah. Right. I need to just sort some stuff out, so I will pause you for a second. Sorry, I said I was going to show you something and then completely forgot and carried on, and I haven't got the next pile out. So we'll do the 2 frames and I can move them out of the way. Next one is my big Chatelaine zip, which is Evening in the Park. Looks something like that. So it's the one with the gates and the swans that Cherie's Little Stitch has finished, and Belushi Stitches. She did a Chronicle series on it, really good, if you can check that out. Can't see that. So I've done the centre panel so far. This on a 32 count Country Vintage Mocha, mainly 2/1, apart from where it's called for differently. I had a mishap with my dark beads in that block, but it's symmetrical, don't stay. Not all called for, there's a couple of substitutes, but as you can see I've started on these frames. I tend to get this out when I've got a fair bit of time to stitch. It's like if I'm having a stitching day at home, I'll get it out, but it's definitely not one for a treat. Well, not the caterpillar one anyway. I've not gone to any of the Chatelaine ones. Would love to someday. Definitely a bucket list. And I've watched Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe. There's a needle sticking out this bag. Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe. I have no idea where that just went. Flying needle. This wasn't the sharp one I used for bees. Yeah, I was watching Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe this morning. She was going on about bucket list items, so I thought, yeah, I need to start thinking about that. Although some of my bucket list items I think would be on my 50 for 50 project when I start doing that. Like I say, whip down first, then think about that. The evening in the pack was started on the 1st of January 2023. You'll notice a theme here. This one was started on the 1st of January 2024, and this is my only Mirabilia and first Mirabilia. Not to say I won't stitch some more, I have got a couple in the wings. And that's the pack. And this is, how come I told you what it is? You might guess if you know it. I've not got the proper chart with me. I've just got a copy of the photo. Oh, clippy things. Sorry, I think I just had to cut there because I flushed the chart. This is Dressmaker's Daughter by Mirabilia. It's the one it's got the 4 seasons written underneath. And I've started on every season thinking, oh, I'll do a seasonal SAL while everyone was doing the Barbara Anna SAL. Should have just done the Barbara SAL. So yes, this frame is so long. It's on the call for, I think it's called Chocolate by Permin. It's normally stiff, it's just I've got it loose on the scroll bars. I think height wise I was struggling, and width wise I was fine. So yeah, so I've got a bigger chunk there than I have here because my top and bottom only have that much. Why I didn't centre it in the middle I don't know. Anyway, so this has just got call for DMC on at the minute. No Karen Waterley's on there yet, no beads on there yet, but obviously the plan is to, and that's why it's in the scroll frame. This scroll frame is massive, and it's one of the sew-on ones, so I can't easily, and I also stitch it upside down because I'm not going to. I should just sew some fabric on, shouldn't I? I'm answering my own questions here as well. Right, let's put you down. But yeah, there's beads, there's bugle beads, there's Krynic, there's Karen Waterlily, there's DMC, and I've put it into notes just so I can highlight it off as I go. And the youngest is now going in the bathroom with tablet blaring, so apologies, I don't think you can hear that. Right, let's pause. Right, effectively there's now 3 piles of stuff for 2024. I can't remember how many there are. I'll probably pop it on screen. So yeah, the Dressmaker's Daughter was 2024. Comedy effect, I hit the because this is a writing desk, hit the button, the desk started writing. Like, oh, luckily the projects weren't on it and the camera didn't go flying. That's when I was paused, so no outtake there. So next one was 15th of Jan, which was Butter Believe It by Silver Creek Samplers. This has been languishing for a while because I made a mistake and frogged it and went back, stitched it, frogged it. I've actually realised what's wrong with it, and I'm fudging it. So bored. It's only a small thing. It's on a 32 cal Belfast snow linen. So it's got the iridescence in it, it's white. Sorry, I've got stuff in front of it. And lots of hanging threads because I was working on this last night. So all of that is in the right place. All of that is in the wrong place, or technically the right. Yeah, terribly bored. In comparison to each other, in comparison to this borderline, though only that bit there is right. So I've put this thread in up to here, but I want to take the guide thread out before I can stitch that piece of popcorn all together. Whether I'll get it done before the year end, I don't know. I still feel like I want to keep going with it. So it's a contender. There's a couple of contenders knocking around. Oops. So yeah, that was January. Also on the 15th of January, I think the WIP SAL thing was getting to me. I really wanted to start this. So Cherry Blossom by Dimensions. This is a gold kit. Stitched all the kit supplies. I've photocopied the cover because it wouldn't fit in the project bag, and it just makes it easier for storage. I have not yet worked on it this year, but I'm going to show it anyway. Because when I did get it out, I suddenly realised, why don't I just use some Sulky Slither to mark out the grid lines? So I've put a couple of grid lines in, and I'll keep working out on that. I also got the chart scanned in at Ryman's. It's not fantastic quality. I think it's the paper that Dimension uses, but it's good enough to get going on it anyway. I haven't quite figured that out yet. I mean, the other option is to take a photo of the piece of chart that I'm working on and put that into notes. I've tried so many different ways to do it over the years. But yeah, the scanned, professionally scanned option seems to be the best one at the minute. Right. And then the thing I actually started on the 29th of February 2024, Aurora Cabin. Also Dimensions Gold. Can't remember if this is a 16 count. Yeah, Duke New. I think it is a 16 count Ada. I picked this one up first and started gridding it, and then started doing the same with the other one. I have stitched on this. This is how I go in, because that navy for sure is 6 strands of DMC. I've also loosened them out, but they're half stitched, but it's just getting it through the hole. It's hard work. But yeah, so that's that one. Like I say, that was my leap day start. Chances of me finishing it before the 4 years is up? Yeah, we'll see. Don't think so. More like to finish Cherry Blossom actually, but I know that's barely got a start on it. Next is my little cross stitch box thing that I started, which was in a multi-pocket case by Canny Little Fox. I haven't undone the zip on this, so apologies. So this is the Keepsake Collection Periwinkle box by the Nutmeg Company. That's what it'll look like. These are all kit supplies. This is a 20 count or 18. 18. And they're using one thread over one. There's loads of fractional stitches in this flower box that comes around, and there's flowers on here. They're all fractionals as well as some nice metallic thread to use. It looks really pretty when it's done. It comes with all the finishing supplies as well, to make it into a tiny box. Let's try and keep that upright over there. Right. Luca S Lolly is the next one, which will start on both started on the 8th of March 2024, which looks like this. I don't know why they'd both be. I don't know if one's a mistake, but it might be March Madness 2024. This is Luca S Penguin. Either that, I just really wanted to start it. And I've just realised I've missed one. I'll come back to that in a second. Out of slide. So I've just got the belly to fill in, the eye to fill in, and his flippers. It might be tiny down here as well. This is a 16 count Luca S Ada, or kit supplies. Really like needles, can't fault Luca S. Nice big chart. Definitely would stitch more Luca S. Will be stitching more Luca S. So the one I missed was I've put Christmas Cafe SAL. It was one that was started by Liz Matthews from I'm overthinking it. Hello from Liz Matthews, which was the Dimensions. Ooh, glare. What is it called? Coffee shoppy. I might call it Cozy Cafe, so I can't remember what the hashtag was for the sale. But that's, yeah, start along. I'm not taking it out of the frame, and it fits in the frame. It was a fight to get it to sit there. Using all the kit supplies. Still got a long way to go, but that is the edge on that side. Got a bit more to go down here, and then I'll be at the edge on that side. And that was the 1st of Feb 2024. You can see I was heavily influenced by Liz at that point, because she was stitching a lot of dimensions. Just need to reach down for a project, which I will say I'm semi-tempted to restart. Let's see what I think. This is 324 by Works by ABC, and it is 324 DMC. Not very much of each. They're little small blocks. I chose to do mine on a 40 count Vidal, which is like an even weave. Yeah, I'm looking at it now, I'm going, yeah. Right. So this is where I'm at. I would say quarter. Yeah, I'll go with a quarter. The end. Where is the end? So there's another 7. No, there's another 6, including the one I've started. Blocks to go. But the thing is that's making me not want to stitch on it is the fabric. And I know I'm one stitch out, so I'm having to fudge it all the time as I'm coming on the diagonal, which I know will get easier once I've finished the diagonal. Is it half a stitch? See? No, it's half a stitch. Yeah. And I can't see the holes that easily, so then and they're quite tight as well under the bow. And the other project that I had on this fabric, I'm going to restart anyway. Let me know what you think. I also want to stitch the 324, the sequel, which I have in my stash. But I was going to do that on the Call for fabric, which I can't remember it's off the top of my head at the minute. I mean, it looks dainty. Oh, I'm really undecided. I think I just struggled to do it on a daily basis, and that's what put me off. Because that was the SAL. The aim was to stitch a block every day, and then you'd have a lovely completed project. And I've got all the, see the big box there, all the DMC in there. That's a future problem, I think. That was started on 24th of March 2024. There's some numbers for you. And that was, like I say, that wasn't an official SAL, that was just everyone getting crazy, and obviously not in this country but in America, 324. Right, next one is Arctic Blast, which was started for Manning May. This is a freebie on her Facebook page. I think it's in the files section if you join her Facebook group. I'm stitching this with all the Call for DMC. It's 191 by 191 on a 16 count easy count Ada. think I've almost found the edge of everything. 2/1. This is in Pattern Keeper. So that's the bottom edge. I just need to join it up. Yeah, I do really like Carolyn Manning's, and they're so easy to stitch, especially the blocky. I haven't done any of the other ones. I like the blocky ones. I like the stained glass one, which you'll see the stained glass SAL for this year, within 2025. So yeah, that was the 1st of May, and then on the 22nd of May, Caterpillar Cross Stitch started the North America SAL, which I started. I got it as a PDF. I did not keep up with it. This is a picture of what it looks like. And here is mine. Oh, it doesn't look very dull. It's on a 32 count. It's either pale blue or blue 32 count Murano by Zweigart. I started in the wrong place, so it's going to come out a bit closer than I would like over here. It will fit. I've decided what I'm doing with all these, but I do own some more of these. I don't own... The only one I don't own is Australia, but I think I might have bought that potentially. And I think I've done 3 of the 6 parts, possibly, I can't quite remember. I think I'm over halfway, so I did start it as a SAL and woefully fell behind quite quickly. Next one I started from the 50s. Sally and Sarah were doing from the 50s. Sally wanted to start hands-on design with thy hands, and I stitched mine on a 40 count Newcastle linen Country Vintage Mocha by Zweigart. This one I can see easier than the Liddell, which makes me think I should swap. And that's where I'm up to. So lots of house filling. I've not got the border on this side, but I found the border on the other side. I was stitching this every time I was watching Sally, but deadlines took over and that stopped happening with a few projects actually. So that's that one. That was the 27th of May. On the 6th of July, for Jolly July, I started Glitter Village by Country Cottage Needleworks. So this is part 1. I have all the parts, which came from name's escaping me. One of the LNSs in Wales anyway. It's not coming. It's on a 32 count 32 count Belfast linen in natural silver. There's a bit more contrast in real life. I found the edge of the first block, found the edge of the house, so I just need to carry on working on it. It's not that it doesn't call to me, just too many projects. And one of the things that I want to do next year to sort of try and combat that a little bit is Christmas all year round. So I've got a WIP Go Christmas going, as well as the temperature SAL in both forms, which I'll talk about in my plans video. Sorry, I tried to zip that. So yeah, that was the 6th of July. And then, no, that'll be right. 24th August, I started the Octopus Be Scorn You by Tiny Modernist. That's what that one looks like. I have done, so I've done what's left on here. I think I've got left, yeah, it's just a random little shell bits which aren't showing up really well on camera. And I suspect this is a 14 count white Ada. So yeah, just these little bits to do. You definitely need to mark it, as I found out, because they rotate round. And then I started on, I've not marked this one with top there, I started with an octopus. So I took this away last year, but got completely consumed by Cabin in the Woods. So I was working on something else as well. Ruskin Penguins. And something else. Don't know. Can't remember at the minute. I think it might be been a finish. Next up, so that was the 23rd of August. I'm on the wrong order on my list as well. Well, not wrong, right order on my list if date wise. So next day, sorry, I started the Blooming Swan by Pigeon Coop Design, which will look like that. I'm stitching mine on a smoke blue 32 count Belfast, which was hard to see. So it didn't go on holiday this year, only last year, and I'm questioning which way's up. I'm going to guess it's this way. I think this is called smoke blue. Yeah. It's a ditty one. It's going to be in the temperature section. Now, especially now I've got my light and my, well, I won't put that in the Lowry, but the light definitely would, proper light will help with that. That was the 24th of August, like I say, the day after the Octopus Be Scorn You. Next one was Americana Blue by October Fibre House Arts, and it's way bigger than you think. It's stitched with Blue Primitive by Vel Downey, which is like a 6. That's what I'm stitching mine with. It's a 6-sanded cotton. This is on 40 count platinum. No, it's a backside of a country vintage mocha. It's a 40 count Newcastle. I can't remember what when it's not country vintage mocha, what the other side of it is. and it's 247 by 246. As I say, it's a lot bigger than you think. So I'm not even halfway, basically, at the minute, and I'm doing it 1/2. I absolutely love it, but it's massive. And that's a Needle Minder by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. That was started for Sally's birthday, part of the Fun for 50, 26th of September 2024, and then on the, this is in the slightly wrong order, on the 24th of September, so a couple of days before, I started another SAL, why not, Caterpillar Cross Stitch Holly Jolly Kitchen. This is what it'll look like, long sits over, along with this year's Christmas one, and I have not even finished part 1 because the gingerbread house isn't quite finished. This is on a 28 count linen. It's like a turquoisey, pale green colour, not minty. They don't tell you what the fabric is, but you know, it's always the way I go, just trying to work out which one. So yeah. And like I say, that was a kit, all the call for, so it came with all the call for DMC, 2/2. I can't remember, I was watching the other day and she's like, who needs a board, I'll just use my boobs. I hear you. I definitely hear you. Right, next was a touch of magic SAL. Start along. I need to do something with, that's better. Kit. Show you what it looks like when it's done. And I've not even finished part 1 on this. I think I might have taken it. Yes, I did take it to the retreat. I need to edge this fabric. It's, yeah. Not only is it annoying, I'm also running out of border. I keep doing that. So yeah, part 1 had trick or treat, and I've only done treat at the minute. Sorry, 32 count. I'm pretty sure it's 32 count. Not grey, pearl grey. That's it. Definitely not silver moon because I've got some of that. That's very pale grey. We're almost at the end of 2024. Penguins. Penguins is another contender. Not that bag. This bag. Got to the point where I couldn't get any more out, so I've undone the zips though. So this is Ruskin's Penguins by Ruskin Penguins by Modern Folk Embroidery, and it will work in Pattern Keeper. 2 colours, white and black, and I'm stitching mine on the 32 count mint splash Murano. Got the words due in black. I've got to finish off the border in black, and I've got a lot of white to put in. So definitely a situation with good lighting, but quite methodical. Unless you have to rip out. Yeah, I think I did that on the Jingle Ball. I realised I put it in the wrong. I haven't put enough stitches in. Went to go down to the next flake and realised it was wrong. Ripped it out and just sat there chatting, as you do. I think it was a Sunday, so yeah, it's getting on. Next one, so that was started 25th of October 2024. This was started on the 26th of October 2024. and this is the Quacker sampler. I'd already seen this on Mad Morty and the Brom's channel when Brom was doing it. I loved it then, and then when the Quacker SAL started, I was like, oh, I really want to do it. So yeah, I finally bit the bullet, but not at the same time as everyone else. No, I did it a couple of months later. I'd really like to go to that retreat as well. In the future, maybe. Definitely not for 2026. Is that the next one? Yeah, that is the next one. A, because I haven't got a ticket, and B, life. That goes into Pattern Keeper. Can't tell you what percentages I'm at, but I think I might have put on the screen. This is what it looks like. And I just suddenly thought, yeah, I might insert a bit at the beginning. My info panel of what it looked like before. I'm not restarting. So this is stitched with 2 strands of Blanc by DMC on a 32 count Murano in, I can't remember what, the Azure Blue, that's it. Toying with the idea of putting the ducks in yellow, haven't quite decided. And the needle minders from Cotton and Clay, who's currently on a break. But I'm sure once she opens, we'll all be in there trying to get some lovely needle minders. So yeah, love that. It's a bit tight to work on the 32 count Murano, so I'm tending to edge away from it lately. I think that's just all your stitch and taste change over time. I'm also sort of leaning a bit towards Ada as well at the minute. But I stitch on all things, so I've got all projects, so I'm quite happy to pick any of them up. Stitch in hand, stitch with a hoop, stitch with a frame, a couple of Q snaps. Yeah. I don't think there's any other one. Well, with a nudge, I'll do that as well a little bit. Right, Gingerbread needle man. I shall say, G's for Gingerbread by Whilst Iris Snaps. This is my second gingerbread that I'm doing on a 40 count Cafe by Fabric Flower, which is available from Lakeside Needlecrafts here in the UK. So, sorry, just to make sure nothing falls out the back. That's number 1, and then number 2. He had to get frogged because he had an extra stitch somewhere over here, and I come all the way around here, and then oh no, actually probably about here I found out. So apart from that, it's proper filling, but it's like I say, it's 40 count. So natural daylight, fine. With my light, fine. Anywhere else, especially not on the sofa in the evening without my light. I've got the bits to go with that, and yes, I have got the same needle minder twice from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. Do you like cupcakes though? I've got the ribbon, and that's stitched with the call for weeks, and 1 DMC, which I think it's just all. Yeah, I think I've subbed out the white lightning for Blanc. The plan is to make at least 4 of them. I need to get on a move on with that one, don't I, for the tree. Funny enough, all like my parents, my dad, my 2 kids and my husband all have a different first letter for their name, so it works out quite nicely. Just got to get on with it. Right, Gingerbread Needlebook from Stacey Nash. This is from the Jingle Ball last year. That one was started on 27th of October. This one was started on the 6th of December, after I'd finished the Festive Forest by the Blue Flower, which was a lot of stitching. So this is Gingerbread House Sewing Book. And this was last year's Jingle Ball class. It was available at this year's Jingle Ball as a pattern by itself. I'm stitching this on 32 count country vintage mocha, 1/2 in Murano, and it's giving it a very sort of delicate feel, which I'm really enjoying actually. Having a bit of debate over the colours of window panes, and a bit of a debate over the door as well, because I'm thinking I might stitch it in a blue. So yesterday I pulled out all these lovely blues by Classic Colourworks. Oh, Hector. Right, sorry. Sorry you can hear next door's dog, or potentially her son's dog. He's a bit of a barker when he visits, and I had a coughing fit. So yeah, I pulled out all these blues. So I want to try and... It's not going to be that one, is it? So I'm trying to get it so it matches in with the fabric that I want to use, but also works quite well with the other bits. I think that might be a bit dark. And I think this is Wavy Navy, which was the first thing I thought of. Yeah, Wavy Navy. Now I'm just pulling up, I think that's too dark. That's old blue jeans. My other old blue jeans is looking more grey than that one. I've got one that's got a bit of one that's similar. So yeah, oops. Yeah, I think it might have to be Wavy Navy, which is this one, and then old blue jeans, and then 99, which I think works well with the fabric but doesn't work so great with the project. I might defer to two other people in this house. The other one will just go, yeah, whatever. Tell which one that is. I was trying to sub out Week's Whiskey, because I've subbed out the Weeks for my own DMC, and this is for the colours in the windows. So I think that one doesn't work, which is Fool's Gold. And then a limited edition Advent SAL from KLT Crafting last Christmas, called Away in a Manger. That might work, but I've actually bit the bullet and ordered some whiskey. I don't have it in my stash, and so I haven't got a reference point. So yeah, and the needle minders from the Cotton and Clay Advent calendar for this year. I'm just going to pause while. So next is Cabinet in the Woods by Flosstubers. So it's just folded like this because get it in the bag. This was started 12th of December for Stitch Sally's birthday. Is that your 60th, Sally? She's finished hers, and Jess from Stitch Jess. I hope I'm saying that right. That's finished hers. Sorry, it looks amazing. I'm slightly fudging mine, but I'm going with it. But I love it. That was another one I'd like to get finished next year, but we'll see. It's a daylight one. I mean, it could work at a retreat. Especially the filling stuff. Weirdly, I find it easy to stitch on than Shack on the Shore, which you'll see in a minute as well. That's a 2025 project. So I've got one more project for 2024, which was my Christmas Day start last year. I got the fabric for Christmas. I hope I've put the needles somewhere because they're not there. So this is a project I haven't got ready, sorry. I haven't got my little picture like I've done on the other one. Christmas Twisted Sampler by Northern Needlework Expressions. I was debating about whether I liked... She suggested using a variegated thread for the diagonals. Instead of using the 3 separate colours. So that's the variegated, and that's the non-variegated. I don't like this, so I am going to take that out. But this is also a little bit sparse, so instead of using 2 strands, I might up it to 3 or 4, depending on what it looks like. I might do some test stitches over here. And this has got Bees and Speciality. I think there is something to go there, but I haven't put it in yet. And this is really making me want to stitch on it. I've been wanting to stitch on it all month. Yeah, that's the plan. I'm just hoping I put the needles away. That was Christmas 2024, and that was the last project. Oops, last project for 2024. And the last one on a frame, actually, I think. Yeah. So now I've got, I think, is it 24 projects from 2024? Something like that. And then 15 from 2025. But I've got projects that I'm not quite sure I want to restart or not. But the 324 is less in that camp than the next 2 that I've got for 2025. Right, last 2 piles, 2025. This is chaos. What's down here is chaos. So yeah, I need to step back a little bit. This is One Stitch at a Time by La Di Da. This was a SAL by the Across the Pond group on Facebook. And I started it on the 10th of January, yeah. On a Swan Bay Fabrics Rosings Parlour. 36 count linen. And it's definitely been abandoned. I like the fabric. It's DMC thread. But the fabric and thread, I don't like this combination down here. I'm really tempted to restart. It's 1 strand over 2 on 36 count. I just don't think it works, and it's just not calling to me. I love all the elements on the pattern. I think that's definitely going to be a restart. I'm definitely UFOing it. I had made that decision anyway. I think there was one other project I might have FFO'd this year. Not FFO'd, UFO'd, unfinished project. Fabulous Houses. I think Nightingale Song and Introverted. I can't remember which ones I'd already UFO'd. I think there's only one thing I'd put down as being newly UFO'd this year. Like I say, was the Fabulous Houses, because that 40 count. Yeah, I might have a look at it again. And they're massive as well. I want to do them all on one. Like Brenda the Handwork Maniac, which I saw it on the Jingle Ball. Yeah, she did hers on 46 count. It was massive. Yeah, I couldn't do it. That's off. Next one is Quaker Turtle by RATM, which is this one. This was my birthday start this year in February. And I'm using, instead of DMC 3808, I'm using 3810. It just felt like it didn't quite work with the Silver Moon that I've chosen. 32 count Silver Moon in Murano, 2 over 2, and that's my start. I was finding it a little bit tight to work on, which is why I haven't picked up maybe as much as I would have done. But I think I just need to pick it up, essentially, and find out what actually works for it. Things are going wonky. Yes, that was February, and then on the 1st of April I started Carolyn Manning's Stained Glass SAL. Kept up with it for a little bit and then fell off. I'll put a picture of what it looks like when it's done, although 2 of the blocks are not in the right place or the same place. I'm fine with that. Just I can't remember what happened, but something happened in the SAL, but it looks fine because they're interchangeable anyway. So that block's complete. That block still needs some more DMC and some Krynic. The black work's done in those 4. I'm also started on some of the black work in these, and then I need to finish off the frame. But it's nice methodical stitching. This is my main thing I stitched on holiday when I was by the pool because I needed daylight. I really like it, even though it's got Krynic in, which I seem to remember cursing at the time. It's spread around, so as long as I do each block at a time, I'll be fine. I have stitched the other stained glass sampler that she's got. That's when she was having a 60% off sale a couple of months ago. Yeah, it's one of the things I'd like to finish sooner rather than later. Just a second. Oops. Hopefully the camera's still in the same position. distraction from the youngest. When's lunch? What's for lunch? Can I buy? Christmas money's burning a hole in the pocket. So the next one I started was Beachcomber, 29th of March, which was the Nash Dash, whichever social thing it was, in March by Lindy Stitches. So I picked up the 2024 Nashville release for Lindy Stitches, which was Beachcomber. No, I have bought some, I think, since, but yeah, at the time I didn't buy anything from Nashville this year. I was on no pattern buying. This is what it looks like. It is slightly fudged. It's now, you can't tell. Whereas before my borders weren't quite going to meet up. So there's a lifeline stitch in there and there. So I just need to match that border up now. I am planning to do the fill in on that because I like the colour. And then I've also got the dinky dies, which might be my first time using dinky dies. I've got the beads. Yeah. Just want to get back to it. I do try and, every time I'm doing like a retreat, I'll try and get this one out. Which is maybe where I went wrong with the counting, to be fair. I did put some work in after the retreat. Next is from In Friendship's Way, and it's the button box, which Stitch SAL finished this year. She started after me, finished before me. Too many projects is all I'm going to say. I'm doing this in memory of my great aunt. That's what it looked like. I am changing it up a bit though. So mine is on a, I want to say it's a 32 count Vintage Sun, or I think it's Vintage Sun on Vintage Cream. Clips for this one. I'll have the fabric rolled up in a clip. So that's that border. That border's going to come up there. I just haven't cut the fabric off yet. I don't like the vase, I might rip it out. My filling for over here, the two look very different. I'll put them down. So I might change that. Wanted to put some lavender thread in there somewhere, and the DMC that I picked out didn't work for the door, so that came out. So I haven't quite decided on that one. I'm making a note of it in my notes on my iPad, marking off what colour I've done in what. I swear it's notes. No, it's not notes, is it? What is it? It'll come to me. Either that or I'll put it on the screen. Good notes. Good notes. How did it come to me? That one was started... When was that one started? 19th of May 2025. And this one was started 4th of April. Yeah, they're in the wrong order, aren't they? Caterpillar Cross Stitch Mandala, or Magical Mandala. This was from the bi-monthly sub boxes originally. I say originally, I got it in a bi-monthly sub box and just didn't do it at the time. 14 count Ada kit DMC, so I just made a small start on that. You can tell where it's been in the hoop. That is going to go into my ABC project. Always bring cross stitch. I think the dogs are barking next door again, someone must be walking past. Yeah, really liking Jess's channel, and I kind of do have projects to go, but I think I need to sort of more formalise that in terms of just making sure everything's in the bag, because I've made that mistake before of not having a pair of scissors. I can just leave them hanging, but it's if you want to cut some off stuck somewhere else, it still work. Anyway, next one, I was thinking about UFOing it, and I just got it out, or just cropping it down. I'm not going to go, I don't know. Which is Star Dragon SAL by Owl Forest Embroidery, and I'm doing it with DMC rather than the Owl Forest threads. So there's only 4 colours. I've not got all 4 colours on here, and I still have the hoop on. It's just a lot of fabric to contend with. Plus I need to cut off the bottom. And now I'm thinking, why did I leave myself such big margins? But it's fine. See, that's the margin that I've left myself. So I'm part way through the first page. Yeah, the red's not in there yet. The green, yeah, I mean the green is the green. It is a little bit different. Although it does go a bit dark. I'm not, because I won't get that contrast with the green where it goes a little bit darker. Absolutely love that red, although my reds are solid. Might do a bit more stitching and see how I feel about it. I'm doing mine on 36 count platinum 1/2, and this piece is long, so it's 185 by 445, which doesn't take me all the way to the bottom. There'll be quite a chunk left at the bottom, but I don't want to cut it off until I'm ready, because I'd be really upset if I cut it too short. And I stitched that on Pattern Keeper. You have to play around with it, but you can get it in. It's also made it that I see the colour, I can't remember how many pages there are, but I see the colour that many times for how many pages it's on. But you can use it. It does work. So 20th of June I started this before going on holiday, which is Shack on the Shore by Flosstubers. And this is on a 32 count light blue linen by Zweigart, 2/2, call for DMC. It's just a crease there, it's not a stitched bit. So borders in, meets up, started on the house. On holiday I was doing this cream, but I was finding the cream on light blue a little bit hard. So really I need to get down to the darker blue maybe, for filling stitching. And I've only put a little bit of the leafy bits in there so far. I think I like both of the Flosstability projects I've got on the go, but I think I like Cabin in the Woods more. And then I have bought the latest one, Shelley in the Snow. Apology, I had to stop recording then. Next door came back. He was decidedly louder than normal. Not like them. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I was saying I like, yeah, I'm not sure if I'll take that on holiday next year, we'll see. That's really put me off my rhythm, sorry. Right, Blue Geisha by Joan Elliott, available from Pole Stitches on Etsy. You can now get this PDF from her Etsy shop as well. I can't remember if I bought this one or another one. I wanted to see what it looked like in Pattern Keeper before I bought, yeah, I think I bought something else, so I'll report back on that. I also got the Pole Stitches fabric, but not the call for, not realising that they do actually tell you that call for in the item description. And now I can't see the, looking for some gold, you'll see why in a minute. Got a Chronic in it. Chronic Teacher's Grade. Chronic. It was, so I'm stitching mine on Atlantic 32 count Murano. And I can't remember what the call for was. If you need to know, let me just drop me a message, or it just says don't share. Oh, Moonlight was the one that these samples stitched on. So I've gone a bit darker. Yeah, so I've just made a small start on this. Was this the retreat? No, 2nd of September. This is like my back to school project. I'm absolutely loving the colours on it. I can't remember how many colours there are, but and I have plans to work on it in January as part of I Spy. More in plans. Trying to crease it up any more than I have. Next is Barbara Anna 4 Seasons. If no, this is on a Ko-fi shop. If you like Barbara Anna, Creative Poppy is closing at the end of December. Potentially she might put them on her own Ko-fi shop, which is where most of them seem to be going now. But if not this one, but if you like any of like the key, like they've got keys in, I cannot think of any of them off the top of my head. You will see from my haul on my next video, I went a bit nuts. Full stop. Not just Barbara Anna. So this is this one. I've started summer and autumn. Haven't started winter yet. And spring is over here. My margins are very tight, but I plan to make it into a drum, so fingers crossed. It's on a 32 count summer khaki linen, that's what I got. You can see I'm a good way through both of those dresses. I think this was another one where Pattern Keeper, if the same thread is in a different dress, it's repeated it, as opposed to showing you one, which I'm not mad about, because some of the colours are the same and a lot of them aren't. So that was the 6th of September. So I ended up joining on the 4 Seasons SAL by Sew Me Sarah and I can't remember the other lady's name or channel name. Is it Comfort Stitcher? Check out Sew Me Sarah's channel for more details on that. Next is the Tea Goddess by Tony Monnis. This was a retreat start. I got mine as a PDF. That's what it'll look like when it's done. Mine is on, what is mine on? It's either a 36 or a 32 linen. It's a 36 count Edinburgh mushroom linen. Right, so I got, and the needle minders from Solux UK that were vending there. And I swear I had another needle minder on this 2 seconds ago. Sorry, I'm just trying to move the thread out of the way. I thought I had my Castle needle minder from the... Anyway. So it's top of her dress basically. So I started in the middle. Love the colours. Just need to get back to it. It's going to take a lot more stitching than just that. Where is that gone? Next was the Caterpillar cross stitch. I think I'd already bought this when I went to the retreat. Hello Holly SAL, which was a mystery SAL, now finished, but that's a 2025 one. It's on the same fabric as 2024, and I decided not to stitch it on favour, even though it's a tree. I'm looking at this going, I did stitch this the right way up, didn't I? Let's check that. That's where I'm up to. I know why, look. Because it's that one up. That's why the fact it's not in the right. This is the pink bit. Because you would have seen a picture of what it'll look like when it's finished. So I've not even finished part 1. I had took the needle minder option, so I've got the holly. Yeah. And I use my membership to get a discount on that. So then on the 5th of December, I think it was the 5th of December, I started Gingerbread Sewing book by Stacey Nash. This was the class, one of her classes at Jingle Ball this year. Yeah. I can't even tell you where that is in the chart. Oh, I know, it's the top of his head. This is a 32 count baked clay by Fox and Rabbit. It's the only Fox and Rabbit I have. They're not showing up. So I need to change the fabric. So it's definitely going to be a restart. Definitely won't be finished before the videos get taken down in January for the Jingle Ball, but never mind. Yeah, I love gingerbread men. That's probably why I picked the class. But yeah, I like Stacey Nash's stuff, but I find them a bit of a stretch sometimes. Yeah, but it's weird, I can stitch on. Yeah, anyway. Right, this was a SAL I didn't even know about. Saw it on Instagram. I went, I want to be part of that. And it is the Stitch Sprout 12 days SAL. I think it's 12 days SAL. It's on Patreon. So basically I've joined her Patreon, or their Patreon. I've definitely paid my subs for this month. I'll see what happens in the meantime, whether I continue. But yeah, the Patreon £7 a month or £6 a month, or is it £7 with that? It's weird the way the Patreon thing worked. So I think it said one price and then it added the VAT on top. So yeah, so this is where we're up to at this point today. I only know that 11 parts are out, but by the time I get editing this, the 12th part could be out. And this is where I'm up to, so I'm just working on the borders. So one is in on that one, but I think I want to sub it out for a metallic, the numbers, so they pop a bit more. And my son looked at it and agreed, so yeah, that might happen. So that's the bottom. Yeah, that is the bottom, and this is on a 32 count. I want to say slate grey Murano. By Swigart. So yeah, I fill the board. Well, less than fill the board. My deadline, there's a deadline for that one, which is July. Because I want to gift it, basically. I don't think anyone watches from the school, but it will be going to my son's school when he finishes. I absolutely love Christmas, and they always get up and do dancing to that song. So yeah, sentimental piece, and I just wanted to stitch it. My other new start. So technically there was another new start that's already finished. Check out the Finish Parade or the January video. Sorry for leaning in, and I know I'm looking at the lens and not, well, I'm looking at the picture of myself and not the lens, so apologies. Habit of doing that. This is Flosstability's Christmas pillow, I think it's called. I'll put a picture up. I haven't got a cover photo with me. I'm stitching mine on Sulky on a 28 count white. That's really weird. So that red's a really bright red, like 321 or 666, quite bright as well. And this is more of a browny red, but on camera it's definitely looking more red than brown. And then I've got another red to go here. So it's like the Sulky red sampler box you can get on Amazon. I hadn't realised it wasn't 6 different colours, it's 3 different colours. So I stitched that, and then I got the next spool and I got to take that, and I went, they're exactly the same. Looks at spool numbers, I'm like, hang on a minute. And then looks at the other spool numbers and I went, hang on a minute. Then realised, yeah, they were, there's only 3 colours in the box, not 6. So the other 3 colours are going down here. The other colours going down here. Yeah, and this is a goal for the end of the year. Doable. There's 2,400 stitches, and I'm like 60% I think. I know I'm well over 50. And that was started on Christmas Day. The other one was started on the 19th December. I think the SAL, I thought the SAL was like going to end on Christmas Eve, but it didn't. It's a whole of December one, that 12 days SAL. Yeah, and then I started the Christmas pillow by Flosstabilities on Christmas Day with the aim of finishing it before the end of December. And that is it for today. Like I said, I will so I'll try and I need to record a bit for the beginning. Hopefully I've put a panel in with some information and my before picture from last WIP parade. Obviously the 15 from 2025 won't have that, and there's only one project that hasn't had any work, which was the cherry blossom one, which I want to get some work on. You tell the sun's coming round, which I want to work on before the end of December. So Plum was to pick it up this morning, but by the time I'd sort of sorted everything out and the Sainsbury's man that wasn't happening. Sainsbury's is like a I guess it's like Walmart. I don't know if Walmart deliver to homes. I can't think of an American. Another. It's a big chain supermarket basically here in the UK. For non-UK people. I'm saying a lot. So yeah, plans are to work on the Possibilities pillow, and I still really want to get the popcorn finished, and I want to work on Cherry Blossom and the Twisted Christmas sampler. And it is currently, I never said that at the beginning, it's currently Sunday the 28th of December 2025. If you like what you see, like and subscribe. I'll be back with I think I am going to do as two separate ones, a finished video and a plans video. Well, my plans are a bit wavy at the minute, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, try and do a December video maybe. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna go and get some lunch and stuff now, because I think it's about 1, maybe 1 something. No, it is exactly 1. And yeah, one of the kids has already caught saying they're hungry and what's for lunch. So I will wish you all a happy and healthy 2026. Take care of yourselves and happy stitching. Bye for now.